All right. Yes, I saw my kwa baby and famra pepe sorry channel no so e wo YouTube. Yede mase se abrenya bebia no. Mo ne edi dwuma no. E pa cho ye be wram Asante Kotoko transfer news. Unim se ha o headquarters ha ko far by. Ha baby stories na emanate. The stories do emanate from here. I remember say me ana me kofa by say akwada na ndidi Aziz Issah. Sa akwada no aye free agent anase Barcelona for so mu ento no so a na se ketokrekunum any deal bia o baby de ma Abdulaziz Issah for the experience that akwada no won and with the CAF Confederations Cup, which ultimately Kotoko will be playing in the CAF Confederations Cup. Bonum enkopesa akwada. And I said it say for Kotoko to even buy him outright, I know it's very difficult. Extremely difficult. The amount dreams about Ebia Kotoko inya. But then Kotoko can go in with negotiations around loan. See, I found a loan. Then now why I want to say the at say or buy a platform no so be bought no your club a 20%, dream J 80, a 30, dream JC. I cited the example of Frank Champo Kebo, a bro free Rainbow FC. Nana a champo yamva crazy. A quackobo a Brekum Chelsea Mokai. And we free oko Brulampa Mecanina. That story belongs to us. We started it. Ma say again rules me ma meka se Kotoko officially akobusara se. Me buy me na mbe kire ma dwen se Kotoko enye. Because e beboa. E na me kire se coach ndini Abdul Karim Zito e na de akoda na e ball the CAF Confederations Cup. E ma oye joint top scorer. Oye top scorer together with Jonentwi and no so ball Edema Dreams. And afi onya nomination for CAF Awards as African Best Young Player of the Year. Mokai. Iti sa story ya babe simukina edi amount. Efidie we so sa channel we so maka cho say afi Kotoko ento more than 5 players. Na bro so pa 6 started here. Meka cho on radio maka. Iti bre ba say 7 players bi akwa e be pam we meka cho so forget it. And I gave you reasons say Kotoko players no kwa ebi anko bebrebe say kwampoku anko Kotoko the need for another striker will not come because Kotoko this guy got striker at the bench for what? Omo mte bench so when your opportunity ball other clubs are and commercial more than just angle for nation. I can bet my last penny that if something Duku and the leading the lines of nations are like more than 11 goals and Pfizer will take action. Not to say Pfizer is not a good player. If Isaac Minton a boy Diana Stars number 9 by now quarter I gave you specifics that Kotoko only one left back, and so they need a left back. Hey, me Trisenko for say Kotoko better central defender, and Omako Wehu na Pando out of Lions, or more captain, Bokumase, and Mambekacho say forget it. Forget it. Maybe catch us Kotoko better number 10, okay. But not just a number 10. There's a number 10 with numbers. Yeah, number 10, I can say that down. Number 10 with numbers, goals and assists. And I'm back at just a left-footed winger because wingers are right-footed. So a left-footed winger, nimble-footed, of course. Kaima soba akumudi enibi. Player obeti mama goals and assists. Kotoko be pibi. But I told you, sir, number 10 and number 11 is a foreign world. No more players are free. Na almost so available. They said you won't offer some baba no minimum. The same scouting team and a day goalkeeper, Kamara by no minimum. The same scouting team and a branch a day Joseph Ablo by no minimum. But check their performance. It's your activity almost scout around the African continent. Almost make me I recommend it a number 10 or a number 11. Last season, they had a huge recommendation for Patrick Sibumana, the Rwandan national. Last minute, and a twist by because player Okofana free there. So be so open. Then if I call offer bigger salary, likely so and a man called Libya, Patrick Sibumana there. Iti Kotoko will activate that. And I've walked you through all of this. Inti Makacho say any wholesale signings. And my lawyer Safuduku ebe confirm here. Now the number 5, and Ramebekacho say a holding midfielder bit to account. Holding midfielder. A bit to account. And I gave you the reasons. A holding midfielder bit to account. Lawyer Safuduku Akasa. He spoke on Kesben FM, Kesben TV with Sejo. Mamincha Sejo Laka. Mamincha Emranche no Odina. Yentie lawyer Safuduku ensema odi tudwa on Kesben about recruitment. Or pacha say ebi omakofa players bi abana anye ya supporters emfanche. And we no this entry way at the ebatie lawyer Samuel Sarfo Duku.
Ebia Kotoko yesa na na play support ze ya nyom fanje sisi e benfo ma bi se e be hwemu ya ye be yi pa se player pana player nia sa bi de enema akon na ye ntwa so ma enema enyelit okay those what we know I am to man ko do be na fe ye o ya na wo ko fa player bi a won pe ya ya je se ye ne technical treatment na wo twie mu
Eti utie up to her. I'm sure you heard it. Or say omun medical kache Kotoko any late transfers. In fact, Kotoko ni bra the late transfers. The registration for the CAF Interclub competition, the final deadline, NTC League na, yabe bambe urum, say July, August, na to register player. For the CAF Interclub competition, registration by NTM, it makacha Kotoko and we still time on transfers. And now face Kotoko, and to be. Now, I told you, coach, Karim Zito submit a list. And na Safuduku a candidate say, or more edge list and the free. The technical directorate onto when you see the head coach. Or some more Jeff technical directorate, no. Nafi, or more atwas yente and 7 and 2.
Dear, officer, play on Besoka, play on Pisse, a Jana Quine loan, into Kobe Manacon Omium, now chia, I see. Not the open person for dinner. Nine into one morning, this is league in the I see. In fact, the player go on and say, officer and present, or better to qua. The bench says, I never last match, no. The player would say, the Yated Rada, the Bokus Yaran, we are dated Rada, he got a quite.
So, lawyer Safuduku Eguso H was say this week, and I'll bring you the list. In fact, some of the boss of their children, at least baby. You do go, Yabu Bosso. But I say, by the end of this week, in the players have been called until and catch us will be by catch us, management afraid players be I meeting and disregard it. Manganja. Some management afraid players be Abama Momo warning in see a make catcher or in see a Yamanipa emi control. So yes, I would destabilize the players. Until by the end of this week, players are outgoing, incomings. The list will be with management. Now, my catcher said the coach would have to go and defend and coach, my confirming or channel which the amount. Say you coach the thing at the Abdul Karim Zito. And so could defend it. The entire way, the entire way more. And yes, okay, and then one management will subject you to questioning, then discussion around it. Then a working at the air juma. And by the end of this week, now baby, I made the Safu question of Karim that said before you be league last day, your boy Sunday, Monday. In fact, now unim say on track to be. Let me polish it and say, and yet before you be league, before I could ever bought the last game, which is the finals of the FA Cup, and on base idea. Inti your boy FA Cup, you could GDC King. At the Monday, a player beer on twas or could be, they will inform you, Obia, SMR compensation, near your contract. Last season, quite sorry. Last season, Pambe Bibi. Your ball league new year, Quesia da Cotonebo football, Jordan no moment here. Omu free man share straight and on Besson come be a place in that. And on board didn't chair place be so here our secretariat. Obaya now ne administrative manager and an apple cramo near no sir and Asante Kotoko. No. The last player who terminated the contract last season, I'm saying, Morris, yes, Enoch Morrison, and then Ikato. Inti, this is what management of Asante Kotoko Eka officially Safuduku and Eka say, Yenti and Twaswa.
Wow. This player be a better watch. Now I can house. Yes, a woman in your club quite a lot. Yes, a dimmer. I hope so. We're 20 or 18. Who's in the in fact, may share between 5 and 6, but in a technical. Okay, we have a pretty. Now, Marone. Now, the best.
Inti, I had a medemisi, Yanya guesswork. Wow. When you watch this channel, if you are an aficionado of this channel, you must be proud because Makacho said, we go to every mile to bring you irresistible content. One reason, what they are share video, you can't say you can't with confidence because you will say near Domusuko. Or say, a woman's technical directory to them from my dear, but between 5 and 6, 5 and 6 because, and would you say, goalkeeping department will be in free man, less than 8 news. Say striking department will be in free man, less than 8 news. What do you can't go any? Makase players to say Imano Enchinom. If I get the opportunity to speak to anybody around Kotoko, I'll tell you that no, allow them to stay. Because other players are doing well at their clubs. But I want to compare player na sisi a all but this season on a club no ya to Imano Entry form e Olympics. Ni a say some player we no or botcha Imano Entry e Oli na. If you talk about Samuel Tenedu, I'll ask him, say last season, your ball league in the Samuel Tenedu as a holding midfielder, the goals and assists. For compare, Obi Apes or Kofan Panel say, send it across this season, performance. A brute Tenedu, the other by this one. Say, Moroswa, you would have to give the players, and this is Kotoko. And you play beyond the back of the first season for man home. And you play beyond the core in the first season for man. None of the Rafinha example, Chemo say Xavier and this. Etna Basa etwaso as the coach. Got Basa eton Rafinha echo Saudi Arabia. But in comes a different coach, and today open players a Ballon d'Or ya Rafinha account be. Me boa mo gajem boa. Into season we any season a yapam we Dabi. Do strategic signings unless we be ready to purchase players at Kotoko. Then Usu Kutubia Bishim, you see that thing. And I did my there's something who could be so cool. Sa suban ya pam bebrebe ya pam no kwakoto to player no apam. Na wana ka chose players na omo koto omo nya de. Omo ko bebia na mako shine. Manchester, we need the ha Manchester. Obi omo obo nya de, omo kwa na no bo ko bo yi conference league. Sancho Asegu, hwe Anthony ko ha performance. Hwe McTominay. So mo no so. So these are things that you need to consider. And I decided to play this voice for all of us to be on the same page. Into someone Safuduku, Asante Kotoko's communication director, and on Kesbene FM, Kesbene TV with Sejo, or this answer no, at the Echo Truth. And now, Yantua exclusives. So, Makacho se coach, the thing at the Karim Zito, and at Twasodiama Asante Kotoko. The best Karim Zito and Twason, you cannot imagine, I cannot imagine. At the could be seen what you know what the con adwendwin mu ntiase mu a untimi mfa wonsa nkosi bibia so. And only circumstances that can lead to Asante Kotoko not confirming Abdul Karim Zito. Ochira nyame yatoma Asante Kotoko new technical team structure no me confirm at the amount with names. Asante Kotoko new technical team structure ochira me confirmation. Easy pepe no I pepe no ochira se mi refia mo hwe video no kai me. Se Kotoko new technical structure, Karim Zito as the head coach, first assistant coach, Prince Yawusu, second assistant coach, the third assistant coach who will be in charge of the youth team. Then goalkeepers trainer, Sisi Amino Kase Juba Obakuba become. Asante Kotoko working around the clock to get some other professionals to beef up the technical team all of that. Inti pao, se pao binya permanent appointment as Kotoko, physical trainer or gym instructor. And ma catch you nyami adventure. I'll confirm that. Echina munka me wojuma ede amam. Medical catchers Asante Kotoko first signing of the season. Walid Fuseni Nema. One when you video, no, go back and watch our higher post to the data. Meaning the number of days are Eddie. Let me try if I can get it for you. Walid Fuseni Nema as Asante Kotoko. First signing of the season. Confirmed signing. Walid. The story is 6 days old. Eddie Nancy 6 days old. And they confirm Walid Fuseni Nema. Oko your page so that's what the number. 15,000 views, 15K views. It took up and a branch of the Walid Fuseni Nema was signing 3-year contract at the Asante Kotoko. Fuseni Nema is signing 3-year contract at the Asante. He has not signed, but agreement has been reached in principle. All parties have agreed. Everything is sorted. There's a 3-year contract and Walid Fuseni Nema is signing at the Asante Kotoko. Oma dinkomo na kwetire. Oma reach agreement, you know. That is it for Walid Fuseni Nema. It's a story that yaye ewa and Tom found. But said the American see the punch. Be an BBS. So you cannot envisage, I cannot envisage, and we be see they are fine. Now back to the Abdul Aziz Issah story. It started from here, it will end here. Miami checks. Ebesin ne Proton Sports. Any what is the name? Ketokreku Kambono. Kotoko emfa anything official emfa ngotu. Uchini Asante Kotoko emfa anything official emfa ngotu. So mope a branch de Abdulaziz Issah. It's still at the consideration stage because you have to be strategic. A branch no ye kan bia na o deal for out be ko Europe. There's no way if he has a deal to play in Europe or in the management they will consider playing for Kotoko. There's no way. But if the boy will play in the Ghana Premier League, it should be with Kotoko. Because Makacha Kotoko Jumai maybe a Dutch maybe. The selling points, I'm a marketer. And the selling points of Asante Kotoko was through me. They say I will go to dreams and tell dreams. And I'm already say Baba Raman Mohani Beje. Any other Baba Raman Kobo Asante Kotoko by the CV so. Uremo Osberg, free Faha Chelsea, Baba Raman. So we are Asante Kotoko. Yeah, but Virginia policy, you go with those selling points. Inti, that is it for a branch of the Abdul. They say ne representatives Spox Global Sports, Spox SPOCS, Spox Global Sports. Omo ene the agency omo represented. Inti Asante Kotoko should go in there, make a very strong representation, convince them as to why say a branch Kotoko it will inure to the benefit of the club and also to Kotoko. Of course, Kotoko benefit. So Chinabi Kotoko Timmy no Kobo Confederations Cup no. Now Kotoko could do finance and in terms of sporting wise Abua Kotoko. Then say contract they shame say okwa all Kotoko loan in TBI a ton at 10-20%, 30%. And also say to me ton say sika Ibaba Krobia and so. So all of this and your ma ubet so Ediaka say a branch of the Abdul Aziz Issah no. If Asante Kotoko bit ma kwanimu no mo could do nkoma ebeboa but mama nka je say bibi anim say yes done deal akakakra fahin kosi he no kwasem say conversation no kra no between got company for busa coach omo coach wa coach akwada ne da say ugidi wo de ho de onim ho dream so why adwuma now you have to prepare and do the feasibility studies and all of that and the coach also contact company for if you go ahead and call Belgium then what to argue. Not some left-footed winger or left-footed Number 10, that position up and no concentrate no pay. I hope you understand what we are talking about. Intisa and a common edru. We a Asante transfers no and a one seven. Yet amount and so it may say holding midfielder. Typical number 6. A defensive midfielder D. Ochana. I'll give you that update. Thank you so much for watching People's Rise channel. YouTube and so. Yet I must say, I bring a baby among us and Jay. When young Crum Pon Trade Yampon. Unshira,